royalty-free music. I had royalty-free lo-fi streaming earlier, and
Okay.
I got a nastygram from Facebook saying that my video was going to be partially muted because
Really?
I was like, but I specifically looked up like streaming royalty-free music, so I would avoid that. But well, we'll see. We will see.
It's Big Brother looking out for us.
It is. I'm so careful about it. When
Yes,
we
I know.
do celebrations, and all I really want to do is play like Kool and the Gang Celebrate or Eye of the Tiger, kind of stuff. And I can't, and it makes me sad. So then I was like,
so I got a question for you, Beth. How would they know if we decided to pay for such a thing? Let's say we did pay for Eye of the Tiger.
Oh.
They couldn't tell, could they? I don't know. It's an interesting point. Do you have to register that ahead of time with Facebook police?
Just like that just seems like a lot. It just seems like a lot. Hey, lady / Rachel and hey, Celissa. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I do know already the first two people that are dropping comments in there, Rachel Ann, Lady, and Celissa, both Nano winners. Both hit that 50K. Oh my gosh. So amazing. Like I goosebumps for real when I see our squad just crushing these goals. So welcome everyone. We are live on the AutoCrit YouTube channel, the AutoCrit Author Community, and NaNoWriMo with AutoCrit Facebook group. A double winner. What does that mean, Aspen? A double winner.
Did she write 2 books?
Did you do 100,000 words?
Yeah.
You laugh, but honestly, I have seen some things.
She did reach 100,000 words. She did.
Oh my!
That's amazing.
Gosh, that's amazing. Hey, Joe, how you doing? Oh, I love it. Like all my friends are here from my write-ins. You can tell we're celebrating because I have my sparkle, my sequins on. I have my fireworks in the background. Yeah. Hey, Irv. Oh, I'm so glad you could join us. It was so good to email with you earlier this week. Oh, Lisa hit her 50K. Oh, this is so exciting. So this is exactly what we want to celebrate today. It is November 30th, and at midnight local time, NaNoWriMo will officially come to a close. Oh, AIM, yes, great job. I love it. So we want to celebrate and we want to share some information. I kind of love numbers sometimes. It's kind of a fickle, like a love-hate thing. Am I right?
Yes.
So we started a special Facebook group for NaNoWriMo, right? AutoCrit is a major sponsor this year. We have a really large, 5,100 person strong author community on Facebook already. But Nano is so special. We wanted to have a spot for just Nano. So we created this new group. Guess how many members we have in the Nano group? Go ahead. Just get 348.
Okay.
People hanging out with us throughout the month of November. Oh my gosh. Look at that. 60,000. Way to go, Lee. Bruce. Bruce got it done. Yes. So within that group, we had 180 posts. We had 1,057 comments as of right before this show. And we had 1,350 reactions, little hugs, emojis and stuff. Our most popular day of the week. What do you think that might be, Kevin?
Well, it's not Monday.
Is it not Monday?
It's not. My guess is let's go shoot for hump day, Wednesday.
So close. It's Tuesday.
The
most popular day, Tuesday. Wednesday is second place. And our most popular times across all the days are noon and 6 p.m. Of course, we do a lot of events at noon or 1 or 6. Yeah. So that makes complete sense. We kind of knew that was going to happen. It's shockingly, we host events at noon and we're like, oh, good. Yeah. So
amazing.
So I want to hear from our community because really this is about our group, right? That came together, that signed up for Nano, that committed to that 50,000 word count by November 30th, which is today. And I have so many questions. Everyone get your fingers warmed up as they already are from all the writing we've been doing. And tell me, how many times have you done Nano? Now, Kevin, this was my first Nano, and I actually didn't really mean to participate, but yeah, here we are. That's how it happens sometimes. Now, Kevin, AutoCrit has been a sponsor. Was this our third time?
Yes, third time. I think over the last 5 years, we've sponsored it 3 times going through it. So this has really been a big part of what we do at this time of year.
Yes, right. I mean, it is such a big deal. So, look, Aspen, this was her first one. And she doubled it, right? So, wow. You can take next year off, Aspen. My first time, and absolutely will not be my last. Great job. 4th time with second win from Bruce.
Everybody's happy. This is great.
Look at this. First timers. Oh, this is fantastic. Lady with her 10th nanoversary. I love that a nanoversary is a thing now. Victoria, so many. And we've talked with her on a lot of our write-ins. Never won until this year. I'm just going to pull this up. One year I got to 25K and deleted it all on day 15. I feel that right here. I really do. I really do.
It just wasn't working.
It was just like, well, they're starting over. I feel like that happened, except I didn't delete the word count. I went back this morning and was reading some of my like page 1 and page 2 stuff. Look, it was, you can tell that I couldn't think of some words because I literally wrote, and sometimes people say, tell me the worst sentence you wrote today. I wrote, it was the Savannah version of finding gold in your armpit. Like, what?
What was that?
Like, seriously. So I don't even know. Like, and then people were like, we want to read your book. I'm like, no, you don't.
No.
Maybe. Oh, look at this. Oh, it was Lady's first win. Oh, doing Nano since 2008. AIM first year, Lee Lincoln first year. Let's do, what genre did everybody write? I think I mentioned earlier, Kevin, I don't even know what genre I wrote because maybe it's comedy.
It got funny there.
You're like, oh, I don't know.
Or did a vampire show up at one point? Just out of
right. Oh, maybe. I mean, not even. Oh, one about 5 times. Fantastic. I know we have a lot of sci-fi writers out there, and we have that sci-fi course coming up. That's going to be so much fun. I know you're a sci-fi guy, fantasy writer guy. So I know you're looking forward.
I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited about it.
Yes.
Stretch my brain.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's going to be so fun. I'm really looking forward to that class too. Yep. So fantasy, murder procedural. Yes. I would love it. Thriller, suspense, mystery. I wonder if Bruce went to our interview with Dave. Speaking of murder procedural.
Murder procedural.
Police officer, right?
Yeah, he was a police officer for a long time, and he used a lot of it in his works when he first started.
Absolutely. Oh, look at this. Modern fantasy, mystery, romance, and drama. And that's all just in Joe's work. He's like, I do what I want. I love it. I'm not really sure. I'm with AIM. I'm not really sure what genre mine is. I thought it was romantic, but it's really not. We did learn. Now, who was the author we spoke with that said, if your 2 main character love interest people don't end up together, it's not a romance? Oh, was that?
That was for a Christmas romance, I think it was.
Victoria.
Yes. For a Christmas romance, it's Christmas season, right? That's the difference between a regular romance and a Christmas romance, I think.
Oh, yeah. So, like, give the reader what they expect. And if your characters don't, like, actually end up together, a la every Hallmark Christmas movie, which I adore, then it's not a romance. I was like, well, what is it? And they're like, I don't know. Like, a book. Thriller. I don't know. Post-apocalyptic. Oh, girl, yes. Oh, that was Allie. Thanks, Bruce. Yes.
I love when our audience knows more than we do or
Hey,
remember some of the stuff
you
better than
know,
us.
they're like, I remember that. I love it. Oh, great. Okay, let's do. I love that people are already sharing this because it is such a big deal. Final word count. Now, I did some math. Stand back, everyone. I did math. I mean, used Excel because manually math. If we said like 345 members in our Facebook group, and everybody hit 50K. Now that will it just average 50K because some people went over, some people were well under. That's okay. We would have had 17,250,000 words written.
That's a lot of words.
Is a lot of words. That's a lot of words. And I feel like look at that. Wow. Look at that. So if you
and me thinking on the editing side of things, because we do a lot of editing, like that's a lot of words to look at.
That's gonna be a minute. That's gonna take a minute.
That's gonna take a little bit of time to scrub through that and put a little sieve out and kind of shake what words are gonna end up at the end. It would be interesting to see. Like this is what we started at, this is where we finish.
Yeah, I can't wait to run my manuscript, which is 17,113 so far. No idea. The book's not done, but I don't know where it's going. So anyway, but honestly, running it through power words and repeated words, that's where I want to go next. Just run it through AutoCrit. Maybe if I run it through power words, it'll give me a hint as to what the genre what have I done here?
It might help you rewrite it, like when you go through the revision process. Like maybe I should add a little more. Maybe I should emphasize this a little bit.
Yeah, right. It's just interesting. So, Liz, the 50,000 words. So if you go to NaNoWriMo.org and so that's where you registered for NaNoWriMo. That's where you've declared your project, etc. There's a little icon at the top that has a plus sign, and you can just add your current word count, or you can do like the total words. Or you can say, I did a writing session and I wrote, 245 words this session, whatever it is. So just submit that. You don't have to upload work or anything. It's truly just about that word count. And NaNoWriMo.org, where you declared your project and signed up for Nano. Chrissy, I thought that might have been a typo. She's like 75 billion words. I was like,
I think it was 755,000. Like, wow, that's good work.
I am not editing that. Yeah. So, Liz, let us know if you have trouble with that, and we'll. I think there's a post in our group also about how to nano. So take a peek at that. Yes, I love a badge, Kevin. I don't know if you know this about me. Same as Cass Morris, right? I'm very graphically motivated. So looking at the badges that I win, like the 7-day streak, the 3-day streak, the 10K words, whatever. And I see AIM saying like, I'm going to write somewhere today because I want that 30-day badge. Yes, Bruce. Totally. Bruce is like, I just did 100 words today. So I got 30 days. Wow. That means you literally wrote every single day. And that is epic. That's amazing. That's wonderful. Whew, this is a lot. Okay. Next question. So we did throughout the month at least 6 interviews with authors who have won Nano in the past and had their books published either traditionally. Well, yeah, traditionally, really. I think all of them, whether it was through a niche boutique 9-star type press or through Macmillan or whatever, we had at least 6 interviews, and plus Grant Faulkner, the executive director of NaNoWriMo. Which one was your favorite? Which one did you enjoy the most? Kevin, I will throw that question to you first while everyone's answering in the community.
I don't know. I always love talking to Allie. When we talked to her, that was amazing.
Yes.
That was just, I think she's just been in the publishing and the editing realm of things for so long. And get some good insights from her. She has a good pulse, I think, on what's happening.
She really does.
And on getting your work actually out there. There's one thing to write it, another thing to actually move it across the table to somebody to look at. So I think she's really, really good to talk to. So that's probably my favorite. I always like touching base with her.
Definitely. I love Allie, and we talk to her so frequently. She's like a friend. She is like family. So, yep, Bruce agrees. So, I'm with Rachel Ann or Lady. I'm with you, girl. I was thinking of that as well. That was M.A. Hinkle.
Okay.
And honestly, we spent probably 5 minutes of the very intro just saying, we both got our glasses at zennioptical.com. ZENNI. P.S. They're having a Black Friday sale, and I just ordered 2 pair. So
they're going to be different colors. Are they going to be the same color or different?
Yeah, she had those gorgeous rainbow glasses. Oh my gosh, they were stunning. So I really loved that part. We did. I loved Jennifer S. Brown. She's hilarious. And Cass, I'm like, oh, did we just become best friends? So, and Katya was, bless her heart, I think she was in Australia. So she and I talked probably 20 times to try to make sure we were like, now I'm saying 10 a.m. Eastern time, which is like the New York time zone. What are you doing? Like, what's happening? So we just had so much fun. And one that we didn't have on the Nano calendar, but we did an interview with Dave, what was his last name? I have forgotten. The horror author.
Dave. I can't think of it. I remember we had his name mixed up because we called him David, but he wanted to go by Dave, but I couldn't remember. Yeah. I can't think of his last name right now.
He was in trouble all the time. We're like, David. He was phenomenal. That was the first time he had ever done a Zoom live stream interview, and he just knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it's so fun. David Haynes, thank you, Celissa.
Thank you, Celissa. Our audience is propping us up here.
Thank goodness. Am I right? So let's see. What else do we have here? Okay, we also did 19 write-ins. Now, yeah, it was a lot. I feel like I should have just gone full on and done one every single day. So we were like,
you could have got the 30-day badge that way.
I could have. Oh, you know what? Next year. 18 was that one day that I got my times mixed up between the official calendar and the event that I had created in Facebook. So I just did 2. I'm like, oh. I was really late for one and really early for the other one. So we just did 2. It was fine.
You'd be like a sensation. You could get one of those like GoPro cameras and just like put it on like a stick and just walk around during the day and just be online 24/7.
Oh yeah. I'll just live my life in 15-minute increments. Just walk around and just randomly yell out writing.
Time.
Yeah. Writing prompts and time. Go and stop. We did so many of them in this type of format where we are right now, Kevin and I. StreamYard, streaming out, multicasting, pushing out. We did a few that were kind of special schedule editions via Zoom. Mm-hmm. And we got to see people's faces. Like, you guys see my face all the time. And you see Kevin's face pretty frequently. And it was such a treat. I'm with Lady. I'm like, the Zoom ones were so special. I think next time we'll just do more on Zoom.
Just do more on Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah. We never did get to do that one, where everybody wears their favorite onesie. I'm doing that.
Do you own a onesie, Beth? Because I'd probably have to go buy one.
I mean, I obviously have 2.
I'd have to go to the Big and Tall store or something. Where do you buy such a thing?
Well, they have them at Walmart near me. Yeah. So I have a cat one. It was a gift. Obviously, I have a cat one. It's got little ears on the hood. Yes, absolutely. So we'll do a Zoom-based onesie write-in maybe.
Oh, and we just got to comment about the Saturday Night Fever.
One.
Yeah, the dress-up ones. We should do more of those next time.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we should, says the guy who didn't even come to it.
That's great. We can do like a Duck Dynasty themed one. That'd be great.
I want you to grow your beard out for that, Kevin. Yes. The Saturday Night Fever one was so much fun. I felt like such a fool, just a little bit, and then it instantly went away because I'm me. But showing up to interview cast, and I'm like, so you're a famous published author, and I've got this massive hair, and I'm wearing like this spangly romper, and I've got those big earrings. I was definitely discoed out for the interview with her, and she took, oh, look, no beard, Kevin. We'll get Gareth on it. He's got a beard.
Yes.
So
We
like,
can have a stand-in for me.
yes, right? Oh, fantastic. Duck Dynasty themed. Yes, the Saturday Night Fever one, I think, that was so much fun. And that was the one, Celissa co-hosted that with me, and it's just amazing. You're like, suddenly a disco ball falls, and everybody's panicking. I was like, yes, panic at the disco. no, Duck. Kevin, you're being voted down for the Duck Dynasty thing. Okay.
Hey!
I get it.
We're talking about buying onesies at Walmart. And you know
Well,
what?
I look.
It seemed to go right down that my train of thought just kept going that way. I
don't know. I think your train may have like missed a switch in the line there.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yes, the write-ins were so much fun, and the ones that I co-hosted. So I did one with Catherine. I did two with Celissa. The one yesterday, which we thought was going to be the last one. Celissa was like, "I'm ready to do work." She had the construction hat on. She had her construction cone, like protecting her. We talk a lot about protecting your writing space and protecting your time. By the way, the door hanger that Celissa had, I have like a lot of those. If anybody wants one, hit me up and I'll send you one in the mail. So, absolutely. Oh, we did a turkey in. We did a take a break from turkey on Thanksgiving Day, and people needed a break. Like, come on in the evening. You've been with your family and your food and your kitchen all day. So it was a nice break. And well, I bet we could get a turkey onesie on sale now. Let's wrap this up. I gotta go shopping. So, will you do NaNoWriMo again next year? Or now they have these things called Nano Camps, and they're less formal. They're two, right? One like April, one.
Yeah, that's through the summer.
Yeah, they're in summertime, which makes sense.
Yeah, they're trying to keep it so they're trying to keep it year round, so it's not just a November. Sure, you got to take a little breather here and work on your work for you just in November, but they're trying to really keep you get back at it in the summer. Right. Oh, it was just it's so helpful, and it just especially April and July again. Thank you, viewers, for helping us. I hear there's a thing called camp, and people are like, yes, absolutely. It's a little less formal, and probably Bethany knows more about it than I do. But will you do Nano next year? Will you do a camp? Oh, look at that. Yes. Oh, yep. We will. Yep. On the NaNoWriMo.org page. Now, after you win, which winning is truly, it's on the honor system, right? It's you self-reporting how many words you wrote this month. Now mine worked a little wonky. I tried to do an example of winning with my made-up ID on there, putting in the 50K word count. Your progress bar should turn colors. You should get the 50K badge that lights up, and then you should be able to click on that 50K badge, or go to I know you'll definitely get an email. They send it right away that kind of links you to the email links you to your winner offers. So speaking of winner offers, I would love to be a municipal liaison next year, and hopefully we can do things in person. I would love that. Yes. So interesting. So speaking of offers, now, as a participant that signed up and registered for NaNoWriMo through NaNoWriMo.org, AutoCrit is a sponsor. All the sponsors have offers that are available to participants. And then some sponsors were then able to offer a better, more different offer to winners. So, Kevin, now help me. I think our
participant offer is a year of AutoCrit Professional
Mhm.
with an entry into our book editing breakthrough challenge, which is coming up in January.
Yes.
And then the winner offer is a year of AutoCrit Professional with VIP entry. And
Yes.
what's the difference there?
So VIP, you get more, contact with us. You could also be a VIP.
Well,
Right? Well, if you can,
well.
we got private sessions as we discuss our different topics. So we have
Mhm.
obviously have our different live streams we're going to do, but then we have also private sessions that are just for VIP members. Be a smaller group, more personal. We'll be able to answer your questions you might have with regard to what we're doing during the course.
Yeah.
And then also we go ahead and upload your file for you too as a VIP, like a white glove treatment. You send us the source file. We'll bring it into the system. We'll clean it up. We'll make sure it looks, presentable to get started editing in it, and we'll shoot a little video about, what we did and how we did it, and maybe give you a couple of pointers on getting started with that piece of work. So you get a little more, white glove treatment there from a VIP standpoint.
Oh, I really like that. I love that.
That's great, because you would believe how important it is to get off on a good foot. You start these things, because it's one thing I hate to have a bad experience when you first get started. So you get off running, and then you get going, and you make sure you hit your goal, your editing goal here. So
right. And we'll take care of with that VIP entry. And by the way, if you bought the participant offer and now you are a winner, email us and we will get you started. We will get you into that VIP experience, because it really does help. If you're like me and you put in just the most bizarre, like squiggly lines to help keep scenes separated, or like brackets and stuff where I can't think of a word, so I'll just put something happens here.
Yeah.
When we do that VIP upload into AutoCrit, we'll take care of that formatting and stuff for you. We'll clean that up so we won't get any weirdo errors, and
we'll test it, make sure everything's running smooth for you.
And will we also put in like the character names and the words to exclude, like that?
Yeah, we can drop the character names in. If you give us the list of the character names, we'll drop them in for you and things of that nature.
Love that.
Basically, get you off on the right foot. That's the goal here.
Yeah.
And let us know. You can reach out to us customer support on the little blue bubble there in the bottom right corner at AutoCrit. And just say, hey, I'm a Nano winner. I want, and we'll upgrade it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's going to be so much fun. So let me talk a little bit about that. Book Editing Breakthrough Challenge. We did one a couple of months ago, maybe in August. Is that right? It sounds right. But it is an intensive, like a boot camp for line editing with AutoCrit, and we get you guaranteed, like if you do the work and follow along, it will give you at least, 50 pages?
Yeah, I think our goal was 50 pages edited.
Of edited work. So the reason we're doing it in January, and I know a few of our interviewees talked about this, most recently, Allie, letting that work rest is so important. And as Celissa pointed out on one of our earlier write-ins, like let your nano manuscript rest, let it prove, let it be there, like let it kind of marinate or ferment or whatever it's doing. You, as the author, keep writing, right? Write a short story, write a different genre. There's been so much goodness coming from Nano in establishing these patterns and establishing these great habits of writing every day, making time for it. Keep up with that, and just don't write on your Nano work, right? Because when you come back to it in January and you do those read-throughs that Allie recommends, like going through and just making notes of like, hey, this is great. Probably won't be, I probably won't mark that armpit one in my main script. But okay. I mean, it's gonna be fine. But being able to look at it with a little bit of a fresh set of eyes will really help you see, oh, I didn't tie these arcs together. Oh, and Nano is so full. Like, it's just such a ripe opportunity to do something like, hypothetically, get to page 35 and then realize, oh, this character has a sibling.
Well,
this person's dead. Like, what? So it helps.
And the time you put it on the shelf it varies for everybody too. People ask me that too. It's like, how long should I wait till I do this? Really kind of, as you get more and more experience writing, you'll get more and more of your own system going, what works for you. But at least a couple of weeks, I'd have a tough time thinking you can clear your brain in less than 10 days. It's some people might be able to do it, but it's not me, so you gotta try to flush things out. So you look at it from a fresh set of eyes.
A month seems to be kind of that sweet spot. Yeah. And I was watching an interview with someone else the other day who said, honestly, like, let it rest 6 months if you can. And I'm like, I don't know if I can go 6 months, but I can definitely get on board with letting it rest for a month, a solid like 4 weeks, and just kind of, so yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Cool. I'm super excited because now we're getting into some exciting stuff.
It is going to be really fun. And I know it's a little weird to set now. Do you get this reaction as well, Kevin? Like, people look at me a little strange when I'm like, yeah, editing. And they're like, no. Well, fun.
It's like running a marathon. Some people really enjoy it. It's part of the process. That's the big thing that you get. Writing is one thing, and the revising, editing honestly takes almost more time than the writing. It should anyway, because that's where you do the polishing. It's really make it into a work of art. So that's this is the exciting part for me. You got this rough thing here, and you got to hone it down into a diamond. You really got to turn something out of it. Right,
and it truly is where you've got that pile of words, that raw material, and the editing is where you bring everything together, and it makes sense, and it flows from start to finish. And I'm like, how does this happen? I can already see like big chunks of what I was writing. Like, this needs to go all the way to the front, and this needs to go all the way to the back. So editing is where that happens. And we at AutoCrit, using that AutoCrit platform, we like to think we make it fun. I mean, we try, right? Like, I have, cat hats, and she's right here, by the way. Oh, she's waking up now that I'm talking about her. So hopefully, advice on taking it. Oh, Rachelyn, I'm just going to pull this up. Do you guys have any advice on taking editing advice?
Well, this is my only advice, is that everybody has an opinion out there. Trust me. And most of the stuff out there won't work for you. But you have to be able to try different things before you figure out what's going to work and what's not. So you're going to end up throwing away 90% of what you hear from different people giving advice. But some of it might work and some of it might not. And I guess the trick is with experiences, what's going to work and what isn't. You got to try a lot of stuff first, which means you got to keep writing and you got to keep editing and you got to keep working at it before you figure out what advice actually worked for you. It's kind of like, how do you paint a painting? There's a million different ways of doing it. Color matching, and Picasso might look good for somebody, and somebody might like a Rembrandt or something. You know what I'm saying? There's just so many different flavors of advice out there that it's actually difficult. And it depends a lot on your own personality and your own experience and what you have going. But when you're young and you're just starting with it and you're a new writer, just try to take a lot of advice and try these things. You got to try it, and if it doesn't work, then don't follow that advice anymore. That's the thing. Don't give up, but keep trying.
I like that though. The idea that, like, you're getting advice and you're trying it and then figuring out like, that's not my voice. That's not my style. That's not working for me and these characters in this scenario. Like, absolutely try it. And then, now the idea that it feels really personal, I wish I had a solution for that, because it does feel personal. And I think a lot of people can be less than sensitive or thoughtful when they're giving you feedback. Should be like, wow, that sucked. Like, what? No. Just like to be able to provide constructive feedback in an actionable way that is not a personal attack. Some people are better at doing that than others. But the bottom line is you can't control anyone's actions. You can only control your reactions to them. Like, if somebody is going to act a fool and be rude, I can get upset about it, or I can just like let that go.
Especially nowadays with the electronic communication. People
Mhm.
don't have the face-to-face communication, or so it's like they're more rude to be honest on all
Yeah.
these online
Yeah.
comments and things. You got to be careful. Like, you know
Mhm.
what? Yeah. But on the other hand, too, it's like when I was saying what you throw 90% away, I would only focus on following advice for maybe one or two things. Don't try to do like you get 10 pieces of advice, try to incorporate everything into your revision at the same time. I think that's where you get a hodgepodge of approach and you don't really know, you lose your voice, you lose what you're trying to do. Try one or two things on this book. Next book, try one or two things again, maybe different until you find the right mix for yourself. But don't try everything all at once because that's when you're going to get writer's block and get
Oh
confused.
my
Like, I don't
goodness.
know what the hell I'm doing. Is what genre am I writing anymore? I don't have enough love scenes and I got to add vampires here. And then I have a unicorn here. And then if you take advice from everybody and then maybe everything's a car chase, it's not exciting enough. So you start writing car chases everywhere.
Right.
And
And
then
then
you
the
start,
vampire shows up and you're like,
yeah,
where did you even come from? Like, what is this? Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So advice is great, but focus on one or two things each time you write. I think, and try to really master that too. Don't just make a halfway attempt at it. Really try to say, you know what, I'm going to try to get my pacing up. I got a couple of comments that my pacing was slow. I'm going to cut my paragraphs down. I'm going to try to make it more interesting. Add dialogue. I'm going to focus on that one thing this next book or this in my revising. I'm going to
Mhm.
focus on that one thing.
Mhm.
So that way you can really concentrate your efforts and improving it. And then you can kind of have something to measure. If you try everything, you don't know what worked, right? Because it's like, I did everything. What
Yeah.
was the thing that really lit the fire on this book? Why was it so successful? I did everything. Or why did this fail? I tried everything. Well, you
Mhm.
should try one or two things, and if that doesn't work, then don't do those two things again, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to really
Right.
hone yourself in your craft on and try to focus
Yeah.
on certain elements. You can't change everything all at once. It's not going to happen. This is one of those things like weightlifting or losing weight or something. It's like you can't do everything all in one day. So try to pick one or two things and really succeed at it. And I
Yeah.
think that's my own personal advice anyway. Everybody might be different, but with me, it works best that way to just try to focus.
I think the scientific method kind of approach of like test a limited number of variables to
Yeah.
see what moves the needle, if you will, whether that's sales or positive reviews or a higher AutoCrit score or a lower number of indicators found within AutoCrit. Trying one to two things at a time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like if you change everything and you test all the variables, then you have no idea which of those really had an impact. So I love that advice, Kevin. Actually, very
Well,
like
I said something good today.
you did. You say lots of good things. You say lots of good things. I think that idea of getting a lot of feedback and getting a lot of like it is it feels personal. It's not. And I know that is probably the single most difficult thing about getting feedback is that it's hurtful, right? And that's like, that's my baby. I made that. And now you're saying my baby's ugly or has too many adverbs. Same, but it's such a difficult thing to take that first step and let anybody see your work.
Yes.
And then, you're feeling a little anxious and exposed, and somebody comes back and is like, I couldn't even get through this. Like, what? Ow. I'll never do that again. But stick with it. Yes, a writer, unfortunately, you gotta develop a thicker skin and understand that it's just about the manuscript, not about you personally, even though you created the manuscript. And having the ability to distance and knowing that you can only control your reactions to people being, if people are hateful, and they do tend to be a little more hateful online because they have that anonymity, that distance from just being a Facebook troll, where they would probably never say something mean to your face. It's difficult, which makes it even more important to kind of.
And you really got to find your your people. So you got to find your audience, and that includes finding the people that are going to give you reviews that are relevant to what you're trying to do. Because you can fill a whole library full of books that are published and famous that at one point some editor or agent said this is garbage, this is crap, it's never going to make it, and it's super successful, right? So you really got to be focused on. There's a lot of different people out there, a lot of different views, a lot of different viewpoints. There's certain obviously targets you want to hit, which is what we focus on in AutoCrit. We focus on like, okay, every book should, address these issues. I hate to call them issues, but these things are important to every book, like the pacing and the, adverbs and the strong writing, filler words, all these things. Focus on that too, but don't get confused, get all this other advice from people that maybe aren't your people.
Right. Right. And I think we talked about this with Allie, right? Of beta readers, alpha readers, beta readers, sensitivity reviewers. Like, be thoughtful about carving that out and identifying those audiences. These are my alpha readers, and I am going to take their feedback a little more seriously than I take the feedback of like beta readers who are just like my mom's friends or whatever. Because the alpha readers are usually or often editors or other writers, or you're using an editor in that role. So you can give that a little bit more weight than, my mom's friend. Like, it's like I told you the other day, Kevin said, well, my hairdresser, whom I actually pay to like everything about me.
You pay to talk to him.
Yeah, I pay this guy. I pay my stylist to be my friend. It's like, he said he would love to read my book. Well, duh. I mean, so clearly I'm a genius. Well, I mean,
yeah, it's all
you're right. Like, we can't please everybody, and that's okay. So, yeah.
Especially throw it through AutoCrit first before you send it out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Get that feedback from us with before you send it to anybody. So then when you get at least cover some of the bases, you're not going to cover everything, but you'll be able to feel much more confident in your work too.
Yeah. And like Chrissy's saying, right, like, go through one aspect at a time, whether you like to start with the area that has the highest indicators, the area that has the most structural change, or just go for those quick wins. Like, I am going to take out all my generic descriptions or my filler words. That's always a good one for me.
The filler ones,
like, I really want to get a boost of confidence by seeing a quick win. So I might start with adverbs or filler words. But if you have a lot of structural work to do and the showing versus telling and the strong writing, the pacing, right, that's going to be intense. So if you want to take that bite first, it's just so like, the cliches one. Yes. Of course, yeah. And then you have somebody making up a cliche that's like, it's like finding gold in your armpit. Like, what? That's going to catch up.
I hope you didn't use that phrase twice in the book.
I might go ahead and run that through AutoCrit this afternoon.
Maybe I can talk to the developers. Maybe we can add that to our cliche list now. Find something in my armpit. That's a new cliche.
If anybody's going to break the platform, it might be my nano manuscript that makes that happen. Yeah. Oh, the showing versus telling. Now that one has a gauge, right? And the getting into the red is good. Or is it? I can't remember. Victoria, we have to pop into the group and talk about that one.
Yeah. Are you talking about the words that are highlighted in red? That's not typically good. Those are indicators that possibly is not. So I'm not quite sure on that.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the words themselves being highlighted or your gauge.
No, I think she means the gauge. We should talk about that.
That's a little bit high.
Oh, also, and speaking of the community, so at the start of this celebration, we talked a little bit about the fact that we had made this special NaNoWriMo with AutoCrit Facebook group, right? But I think we're going to sunset that now that Nano is coming to a close. And we want to make sure that we keep this momentum and that we keep this sense of community. So I would definitely encourage everyone, if you're not already a member of the AutoCrit Author Community group in Facebook, jump in there. There are 5,100 plus members in there. It's very supportive. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people, like Catherine and Slissa and others are in both groups. And so you'll see a lot of familiar faces and kind of continue with that sense of community and encouragement, and continue to see us going live, which is kind of like my jam. It's like what we do. But we have tons of events coming up online in terms of like courses, and we might start doing write-ins more regularly. I'm a little bit addicted now, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I really do think I should just live my life in 15-minute increments, and right, just do that.
That's what the kids are doing these days.
Yeah, those are what the kids are doing.
That's what the kids are doing.
They're sprinting all the time, just sprinting.
Yeah. Victoria was being facetious.
Oh, yeah, it was sort of like, I was just wanting it to be good.
Well,
yeah. Yep, awesome. So there's I see our teammate has popped that link in the AutoCrit Author Community on Facebook. So as we move into December, at some point we will archive or sunset this group. So jump in that AutoCrit Author Community and join us there for more fun and games and maybe Kahoots. I don't know, maybe. Yep, Bruce is definitely in there. Yeah. Awesome. Let's see. I'm gonna take that banner off. That's the last banner I had, and I think I've talked about all our fun stats and like what our most popular day is, and we talked about who out there learned something about themselves or their writing or the way they like to manage time or protect time to write. Definitely, yeah, pop in if you learned something about yourself throughout this month of November for NaNoWriMo. I learned that if I just sit down and start to write, words will come.
Yep.
Words will come. But I really do like that accountability, the partnership, if I just have to manage time, and drink water, Bruce. Yes. But I learned that even more than I thought, I like that accountability, and I like the having a little bit of structured time. At one point, I think I even joked, like, the only way I'm going to get writing done this November is if I schedule a bunch of write-ins. And then we had 19. So, so yeah, I see a lot of people saying that they really would like to see more write-ins, to see that continue. Absolutely. I learned that I can write as much in half the time, and how much I enjoy editing with the right help. I learned that I need to write more. Oh, yeah. I learned that oh, look. Yep. I learned that I am capable of more than I thought. Yep. 100,000 words. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. That's perfect.
Yeah.
That is exactly. I learned that look. Another one. I learned that I can set time aside daily or almost daily. I always thought I didn't have time. And Celissa mentioned this as well. I always thought I was too busy. Well, now we've had a month's worth of practice setting aside that time, putting pencil to paper or virtual pen to paper. Right?
Yeah, this is building a habit, right? What did they say? If you do it, so often, then it becomes something your body gets used to in your mind, and you kind of train yourself, and it can be done. The best way to get better at writing is to write. You have to do it, and you have to give yourself a little bit of time.
Yeah. And I like Ray said, I learned that I like to write. Like, let's try this thing. Like this is how I got into running many, many moons ago. I was at a road race, running race, and at the finish line, everybody's going crazy and everybody's cheering for all the finishers, and I'm like, Well, they look like they're having fun out there. And I love it when people cheer for me. So next thing you know, I'm doing like, the running and the triathlons and the stuff. And I feel like Nano this year was a similar situation. Wow. Everybody's writing. Like what? Maybe I will. They seem to like it and have fun. And maybe I should. Right?
That's right. I mean, this is the finish, right?
Absolutely. Oh, and look. Shouldn't worry about anyone else's expectation, just my own. I just might be good at this. Yes. Yeah. And it seems unusual for me to say this in the spirit of NaNoWriMo, which is all about committing to that 50,000 word count. You do you. Like, if your goal isn't 50,000, if it's 100,000, if it's 10,000, you're setting that goal, you're committing to it, and you're achieving it. That's what it's all about. And you're having fun. Like, you're enjoying writing. It's magical. We should not do Nano every single month, but
it's the spirit that's amazing. It's addictive, really, trying to get it, because it's the group that you bring together to help as a community. We move forward and get more winners. You can't do it always alone. You need that support, and need that, somebody to give you a little kick in the butt sometimes to get moving.
Right. Look, this is how I felt, right? Like I just poked my toe in, and the next thing you know, I'm like, oh, 100,000 words.
Yeah.
Yes, Aspen. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Well, I have so enjoyed doing Nano events with everyone and doing these write-ins and just showing up in silly costumes or sequins. By the way, I have some new sequin outfits coming soon. Check that out. It's just been such a treat, and it really makes me so happy to see everyone posting their winner certificate and posting their final word count and talking about their characters and even if they post that they're stuck. It's such an encouraging community, and that's really what we strive to foster in our Facebook author community, or in our AutoCrit Author Community on Facebook as well. So let's keep this going. Let's keep it going. Keep that momentum. Yep.
Looking forward to the book editing breakthrough challenge, right? So we're going to take and do something with this wonderful.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That book editing breakthrough challenge. I think a few of our viewers here today have gone through that before. So if you did book editing breakthrough last time we did it, which was the first time,
yes,
let us know what you thought about it. I mean, we just got such tremendous feedback on it. I cannot wait to do it again. It's going to be really fun. And I am not going to commit 100%, but I may edit my Nano pile of words. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm just gonna here's how these live streams go, right? Along about now, I decide to do something hairball, right? Like I'm gonna give away something, and I can see the boss like, oh God, what are you doing? What?
Don't commit to anything.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, by the way,
we're going to build a spaceship to the moon next. I'm like, no.
Yeah, the next thing you know, I'm getting like, can we mute her? Can we just like a big hook coming from the side to yank me off the stage, off the screen? But this is fully within my own personal control. So I will, fantastic. I will commit to doing a write-in at least once a week on our AutoCrit Author Community on Facebook. And maybe we'll just live stream it, or maybe we'll do it on Zoom. I prefer those. But I'm gonna do it. Try and stop me. Seriously, stop me. What am I doing? This is how it starts, right? And the next thing you know, we've 19 write-ins. So
put me on mute. I would have talked to somebody before you just.
You're like, yeah, I can see the boss like in my screen over here, and she's just like, cut, abort mission. Hey, this is
look at all your fans are coming out of the woodworks now.
See?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. That's awesome. Well, we look for that to get started in the community. I will, as soon as I get back from shopping for my onesie. Yeah, I feel like that's sure. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
This is how we roll. Kevin, closing advice. Congratulations, kudos. What are
just big congratulations. Thanks for coming along with us, and I hope we helped help a few people get along here in Nano this year, have a little group. So I'm really excited about it. So no real advice other than say just give yourself a pat in the back for being here.
Absolutely. Yeah. You regardless if you hit 50K, 100K, 10K, 1K.
Yeah.
You committed, you did the best you could, and you had fun doing it, and that's what being creative is all about. So thank you everyone for being here. Huge congratulations. I'm so proud of all of you, and we will see you in the author community coming up. And I'm gonna, the kitten's waking up, so I gotta go.
Yes. Thank you, everybody.